Yes, sir.
Everything okay?
Okay, sir.
It's 9 o'clock. Let's begin. Come on.
A very warm good morning to all. Welcome to the 29th session of Language Acquisition Program conducted by the English Graduates Association. The English language is a work in progress. Have fun with it. So, let's have fun with English language by seeking the blessings of Lord Almighty. I invite Fatimat Fida from RGM HSS Mokeri for the prayer.
Feeling thy presence, feeling thy grace, feeling thy radiance. You are my source of faith and strength. You are my path and destination, and am always connected to you. Nothing of me and everything of you. Lead me higher, lead me deeper, lead me beyond, lead me to
ശന്തനുവിനെ
you.
ഒഴിവാക്കിയോ? അവ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു ഒഴിവാക്കണ്ട, വേറെ ഏതോ കുട്ടിക്ക് കൊടുക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്
Thank
ഏതൊരു
you,
കുട്ടി
Fatima.
ഉൾപ്പെട്ടിട്ടില്ല.
Now, I welcome Nandana DP from Government MGHSS Chadayamangalam for the welcome speech.
വേറെ ഏതൊരു കുട്ടിയെ നമ്മൾ ഉൾപ്പെടുത്തിയിട്ടില്ല.
Good morning to one and all. I am Nandana DP from Government MGHSS Chadayamangalam. Today, this is the 29th program of LAF series from English Graduate Association with the title LAF, Language Learning A Fun. It gives me an immense pleasure to start this auspicious occasion by heartily welcoming everybody. Before we get started, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all of you who generously helped us to make this event come together to become a success. It is an honor for me to welcome Dr. B Srijith sir to the 29th session of the most prestigious Language Acquisition Program. He is formerly SCRT Research Officer and I welcome him to inaugurate the session. Heartily welcome, sir. We are so privileged with your presence and grateful for your valuable time that we get to share with you. Next, I would like to welcome our resource person, Sam Jones sir, to the program. He is the co-Saji and he has taken the English class at Kite Victors. Sir, welcome to our program. With much honor and respect, I welcome Vadekandi Narayanan sir, who is the pillar of this program. As we all know, because of his hard work and sincerity, our lab program is moving smoothly. Sir, welcome to our program. We are waiting to hear your valuable words in the presidential address.
Thank you, Nandana.
Next, let me welcome our anchor Neeraja Krishna from Government MGHSS Chadayamangalam and Fatimat Fida from RGMHSS Mokeri who sang the prayer for us. And also I welcome Devananda from GHSS Tevanur who is going to deliver the vote of thanks. Welcome my dears. Along with them, I would like to welcome all my dear friends to take part in the session. So once again, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Nandana. Next, I would like to welcome the real person behind this program, our real strength, Vadekandi Narayanan sir, for the presidential address.
Respected ones and viewers, a very warm good morning to one and all present here. Today we have reached the 29th session of our lab language program by English Graduates Association. Today we have LAF, Language Learning for Fun. We have got an eminent person as RP, Mr. Sam Johnson sir, who is a core SRG. And also for inaugurating, we have got Dr. B Srijith sir, research officer at SCRT Kerala. And first of all, let me congratulate the performers, anchor Neeraja Krishna, the person who had delivered the prayer, Fatima Fida, who had welcomed to the gathering Nandana, and who is going to deliver the word of thanks, Devnanda. Then I have an announcement for you. That is next lab, that is lab 30, falls on Children's Day, and I have much pleasure to announce you that pupils will be handling sessions. Two of your friends will be handling sessions, and a girl film star will be inaugurating it. It's a much pleasure for all of us to be part of it by next Sunday. I don't have to prolong my speech. All the best for the program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your precious words. Now, I welcome Dr. B Srijith, Research Officer SCRT, for inaugurating the 29th session of Language Acquisition Program. Welcome, sir.
Okay, thank you. And the respected chair, Shri Narayan sir, and my dear friend Sam sir, dear friends. So actually, we are very much happy to see that, to know that you are regularly conducting these types of programs. That means the programs for the acquisition of English language. So first of all, greetings from SCRT Kerala and greetings from the Department of Education, Government of Kerala. So this is a very wonderful event, and that means that you are focusing. We are very much happy to. We are very much glad to know that you are focusing this particular word, that English language acquisition. You are focusing that term, the language acquisition. So that means, I think that most of your programs are based on the modern trends in English language teaching and modern trends in that means modern trends in education. Okay, then congratulations. See, I think these programs, language acquisition programs conducted by this English language this graduate association, that they focus on to empower the students or empower them to use the language effectively, use the language in the various situations. So we know that I'm not speaking about the importance of English language. I think that you might have discussed about the importance of English language. You know that the English is a language of power, and if you know English, you have the power, and if you don't know English, you will be considered as an illiterate person. That's a trend that the global trend. Everything. This is the age of science and technology, it's the age of digital world, and this world English has its own importance. I think you might have discussed all these things in most of your programs, many past programs. Okay. See, my question is that why our students are not speaking the English language more fluently? So this is a very important question. That means not you, but the most of the students coming out from the schools and colleges of Kerala. Even though we start English from the first standard onwards, our students are not able to speak the English language very fluently. They're not able to speak the English language in the appropriate situation. So many issues are there, many issues, and I think you might have discussed these types of issues, the issues behind the English language acquisition. That I know you might have discussed, but I raised this particular question. So anyway, most of the modern linguists or modern educationists, they say the importance of English, but they say they have put forward many new strategies for learning English, many new strategies for acquiring the English language. So I think you need to discuss that. I don't know whether you have discussed or something like that. So I am raising some questions for you to discuss all these modern views in education. See, I think that means most of the modern linguists say that anybody can speak the language very fluently. All the human beings are able to speak any language. So that's the theory. Have you heard about this universal grammar theory? So do you believe that the grammar of all the languages in the world is the same? So have you heard about the Noam Chomsky? I think you might have heard about so many linguists. And I'm focusing on this particular linguist and the Chomsky. He says that he focused on the universal grammar. That means all the human beings are genetically endowed with a language system, and the acquisition of the language system, acquisition of a language is the unfolding of the innate system. I'm speaking all those things because I am very much happy that I have. First of all, I pointed out that you are speaking. Your focus is on English language acquisition, not learning or not teaching. So I have heard that many of the institutions. I attended many of the programs conducted by many of the institutions, many of the organizations and associations. They focused on English language teaching. Somebody focused on English language acquisition. But this you focus on English, somebody others focus on English language learning or something. You focus on this English language acquisition. So the acquisition is very much important. So this Chomsky and the modern linguists say the acquisition is important. Is that acquisition that anybody, any human being can acquire a language because they are born with a language element. You don't want to teach a honeybee how to make its hive. You don't want to teach a spider how to make its web. Like that, you don't want to teach a human being how to use the language. That means you have the language element within you. That is very important. That language element is a language acquisition device or the universal grammar element. If you try to use that language element, if you try to make use of the inborn language element, you can speak the English language very fluently. Not English language, any language. So your inner language competence need to be triggered. You means the human beings, everybody have the inner language competence, and this inner language competence need to be triggered. So that is very, very important. So let me ask you a question. But if I ask a question that how many letters are there in English, you have an answer. If I ask a question, how many words are there in English? Sometimes you can give me an answer because so many words are included in the dictionary that you know. So anyway, there will be an answer, or there you can come into a conclusion. But my next question, how many sentences are there in English? Or how many sentences can you produce in your life? How many sentences a human being can produce in his life? So the answer may be infinite. That means unlimited number of sentences. Any human being can produce unlimited number of sentences or infinite number of sentences. That means your language capacity is unlimited, infinite. That is very, very important. Infinite. That means you have the language element within you. So what you have to do is that you have to make use of that language element. You have to trigger that inner language competence. So that is very important. For that, what you are going to do? So you may participate these types of programs, and you use the language in a free way, in a fearless way, in a non-conscious way. In a non-conscious way, I mean that I am not. You should not be conscious about the grammar, or that means I am speaking in this particular grammatical item. Now my next sentence will be based on that particular tense item, or you don't bother about that. You may use the language in a non-conscious way. That means in a free way, in a fearless way, in a natural way. Then you can acquire the language. So the acquisition is very important. You can acquire the language in an organic way. So the organic environment should be created. You can acquire that in that particular way. So let me conclude. I would like to point out one more theory, that is a multiple intelligence theory. You know that multiple intelligence theory is a theory in education, but that theory is put forward by Howard Gardner. He says that human beings have so many intelligences. Can you say how many intelligences are there? All your intelligent children, so many intelligences are there. So he put forward the 9 intelligences, and one intelligence is very important, that is the linguistic intelligence. Linguistic intelligence is the ability of a person to use the language in appropriate situations. That means to listen. You know the skill that listening, speaking, reading, and writing of a particular language. If you are linguistically intelligent, you are able to use the language. You have the competence to use the language effectively. That means you can listen effectively, you can speak effectively, you can write effectively, you can read effectively. So that's a linguistic intelligence. That means I pointed out this particular theory is that there is no separate intelligence for Malayalam or Sanskrit or Arabic or Hindi or English or any other language. That means only linguistic intelligence. If you have the linguistic intelligence, you can speak any language or you can acquire any language. So one thing is very sure that all of you have the linguistic intelligence of English. Malayalam. Because we are Malayalis, we are born in Kerala. So that means if you are able to speak the Malayalam language very well, if the children of Kerala are able to use the Malayalam language or they are able to speak the Malayalam language very well, definitely they can speak the English language very well. That's the theory. Therefore, only linguistic intelligence is there, no separate intelligences. But that means you have the intelligence. You make use of the intelligence. That means you need to create some language rich environment. So in these programs, I think that the Narayanan sir he's organizing so many programs for you to acquire the language in a natural way. So you may make use of all these environments. You may make use of all these exposures. So I'm very much proud to say that the person who is handling today's program is Samji John. He is one of the excellent teachers from Kerala, because he has conducted many programs through our Victor's channel, KT Victor's channel, and his classes were widely appreciated. And actually, very recently, he received an award also for conducting these types of programs. I think that he will be conducting the program very effectively, and I will be managing some time to participate your next programs also if I get time. And once again, congratulations from the part of SCRT Kerala and the Department of Education. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable words. Your words will always be in our mind. Now, I invite Sam Jones, sir, Core SRG, who is ready to lead us to a fun-filled world of English. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, dear. Very respected Narayanan Masha and very dear Dr. B Srijith sir and very respected teachers of this community, teaching fraternity, and my dearest children. A very good morning to all on this fine Sunday morning. I think more than 40 students have gathered here for having a language acquisition program. I'm much delighted to see the participation of the children and the program that is conducted by Narayan Mash and his team, LAF, Language Acquisition Program. I know for the last 28 Sundays, you are participating in this program. It's a wonder. I think it's for the first time in Kerala, by a teaching fraternity, by a language loving people, such a program is conducted. And the students are enjoying it. In the last class, I spent some time with you. You may not have noticed, but I was with you. And I found how you enjoy, how you participate in this wonderful program. So in this moment, I would like to appreciate this English Graduate Forum led by Narayan Mash and many other eminent personalities for carrying these children in your arms to the world of English. Friends, how should we appreciate? Let's give it a clap. I don't know how it would be if we clap, switching on all our phones, microphones, and make a clap. 1, 2, 3. And let me say one more thing. When I say ready, go, everybody should switch on your microphone. When I say ready, go, you should clap 1, 2, 3 and say hooray loudly. Your parents should hear it. Everybody should hear it. So it should be a big applause for the team behind it. Are you ready? Children, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
take the microphone.
Yes, sir.
All are ready? All have switched on? Okay. Ready, go.
Hooray!
Hooray! Say hooray! Hooray! Okay. Thank you. Even though we are not sitting physically together, our minds are together. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Good. So,
Yes, sir.
as Sri sir mentioned, he's our research officer. He had planned and conducted so many programs, training programs, and illuminating programs for teachers and students. For the last 5 years, I got a chance to work together with him in the SCRT. I'm not an eminent person like him to say such big ideas. So I can only transfer some simple ideas from which that he had said here. He had mentioned big ideas, quoting the thoughtful persons like Noam Chomsky. So we are here to discuss, to interact some simple things in language. I don't know whether you will benefit a lot from that, but I would like to have some interactions with you, to spend some time with the eminent students across Kerala. I have heard about you from one of my dear friend, she's a teacher, and I know the schools of the performers today, except one, this Tevanu school, Chadayamangalam school, and so many schools from you are coming. I know these schools, and some of the schools I have visited last year. So, dear friends, let's have some simple talks about language acquisition. I would like to start from where Sri sir has stopped. What is the backbone of language acquisition? Backbone or the base of language acquisition?
Wanting to know, of course, and wanting to know that language.
Wanting to know that language. Good.
Vocabulary.
Vocabulary. Good.
Through speaking.
Through speaking. Very good. Yes. Good interaction. Thank you.
Listening.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Once again.
Listening.
Listening. That's it. Once, before many years, many centuries, once a king had such a doubt how people are able to speak. Is it inborn? This language is inborn. Caesar said there are some multilingual talents that are inborn. But the doubt of the king was whether this language is inbuilt within us. How a baby began to speak. That was the doubt of the king. He watched many babies. He decided to make a study on that. Have you heard the story?
No, sir.
No,
It
sir.
is not a story, it's a simple thing. It's a simple incident. He decided to make a baby live together with lambs, little lambs. So, he put a small baby in the lamb shed, appointed a lady to feed the baby, but the lady was not allowed to speak a word with the baby. The little baby grew up together with the lambs. And he began to speak some language later. What language may the baby would have spoken?
That of the lamb.
That of the lamb.
Language of lamb.
Yes, the language of lamb. You have seen the film Mowgli. Which language Mowgli is speaking?
Language of the animal.
Language of that animals.
When I asked such a question to another group, they said English. Mowgli was speaking English. They were right. Mowgli was speaking English, but the wolves were also speaking English. Yes, the film was in English language. So both Mowgli and the wolves were speaking English. So Mowgli was speaking the language of the wolves. Let me ask you a question. Which word did you utter in your life for the first time?
Mother or father?
Yes?
Mother or father?
Mother.
Amma. That's Amma. That's Amma. Amma. Yes. In our mother tongue, we called Amma. Why? How?
Because she's
Where
the
did you
first
learn?
person we interact with. She gave birth to you and me. Or
Yes. The right answer.
important person in our life.
Yes. She is the first person that we met in our life. She is the person who spent most of her time together with us in our childhood. And it is from her that we learn the language. We acquired the language, not was a learning, but was an acquisition. We acquired the language from our mother. What Deepak said is right. So, I always, for a fun, I always say that mothers are sometimes selfish. They didn't teach us the word father first, appa first, papa first, achan first, bapa first, but they taught us the word amma. We don't know the letter A, we don't know the letter ma, and we don't know the mixed letter ma. But we learned the word, we acquired the word Amma from the mouth of our Amma. With much love and affection, we learned that word Amma. Because mother repeated it again and again and again and again in our ears. And we looked curiously at her lips, how it moves. And we produced the word Amma. Then Umma. Which word was the second one we uttered the most?
Achan.
Which one?
Achan.
Achan. Achan. Is it that? Uttered the most. Uttered the most. Just guess. In the beginning stage of our speaking, Amma,
Amma.
Umma, then
I believe it's Amma.
yes,
Amma, because whenever something happens, we just scream out loud.
yes, good. That's Amma. I am asking you, that's the first word, the most prominent word. Which word stands the second?
That's Achan.
Achan. I have a dispute on that. I think it was Papam, Mamam, something like that. On each place it will be different. Something related with food. Some words related with food. That was uttered the most, second to Amma. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because it was our dash. It was our need, right? It was our need. So, what we hear frequently and what we love the most, we will learn fast, we will acquire fast. And what is our need? According to our need, we will acquire it. When we go to Saudi Arabia, without any force, we will learn the language Arabic. When we go to UK, we will learn the language English. Because frequently we are hearing it, and we are badly in need of that language. Without that language, we cannot spend a day, we cannot live a minute. So we will learn that language, we'll acquire that language very easily. As research said, there is an inborn talent in everybody, every human being, to acquire the language. Without a text, without a teacher, we have an inborn talent to acquire the language. No doubt. The most frequently heard and the most needed language will be acquired by us without any force, without any teacher. So what we listen will we speak, not what we hear. We hear many things, but all those things we hear we will not remember, we will not reproduce. But what we listen, that we will reproduce, that we will speak. So the backbone of a language acquisition is listening. How much time will we get to listen to a second language, a foreign language? In our home, we always listen to Malayalam. It's our heart. അത് നമ്മുടെ ഹൃദയമാണ്. In our schools also, we interact with our friends and interact with our teachers in our mother tongue itself. Then where will we get a time to listen to English? Only in the English periods or in the English medium classes, you will get opportunity to hear English from the teachers too. That's very limited. So we have to grab, if we have a need in our mind, we have to grab opportunities to listen to good English. Here I know some of you that you are speaking very wonderfully with good accent, fluency, and good pronunciation. I'm not such a not such a model for you to have such a beautiful language. I'm trying to acquire the language. And I have to study from you. If I interact with some of you, like Fida, Neeraja, Nandana, Deepak, and so on, if I interact daily with you, I think I can improve myself. So where did you get this from? Deepak, can you share your experience on acquiring this language?
Of course. It's quite simple actually. When I was little, I was really attracted by the movies. So I actually wanted to listen to these movies, watch them, sit and watch them, because they were more fun to watch than sitting and watching cartoons at the same time. Because most of the time I didn't quite like it, because it didn't quite make sense for me. And this one was pretty real, and it looked like I can understand it. I can see the action things. So I wanted to make sense of what I'm hearing, what they're speaking. So I slowly managed to link up the words to make sense. These words may mean this, these words may mean this. I tried to make sense of that. And soon I started to get a good English, to learn it, to master it. Started to do that. And I was pretty much astonished by the results, because in just a year or two, I was able to speak this language, even though at school, nobody else was doing this. Nobody else. I have a friend who listens to Hindi, and now he can speak Hindi. He watch Hindi movies, he is speaking Hindi.
Yes.
So
Good.
it's a need to learn this language, and you can learn this language. You can learn any language you want. You can understand it.
Thank you, Deepak. It was a nice idea that he had conveyed. And the same way he said, one of his friends learned Hindi. I too learned Hindi by watching these Hindi films. And what he said is right. In the beginning, we will not make any sense. Only action scenes we will watch, we will listen to. But gradually, that language will come to us, no doubt. And not only films, you can also watch news. English news, BBC News, NDTV News, and there will be some difference in the accents of NDTV News and BBC News. Received pronunciation of in India and the pronunciation of UK will be a little bit different. No doubt, no problem. But you should listen to it and try to acquire this language, this fluency, this pronunciation, all those things. Let's check how well we could listen to a simple piece of news. Just a minute. I would like to share an audio. Just a minute. Friends, many of you may be very familiar with these news pieces. Every day you may be listening to that. But here, I would like to tell you, you listen to this. I'm not showing the video here. So listen to the news and try to identify the headlines. What were the matters of the headlines? What matters were read by the reader, news reader. Identify them. By 1, 2, 3, 3 or 4 headlines will be there. Try to listen and identify them. Okay.
Hello again, this is BBC News and these are the headlines. The COP26 climate summit has opened in Glasgow as the United Nations publishes a scientific report which says that the planet is entering uncharted territory because of record concentrations of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, while extreme weather conditions have become the new normal. Earlier, leaders of the world's richest nations gathering in Rome fell short of setting specific targets for reducing carbon emissions to net zero. The British Prime Minister Boris Johnson warned that the pledges made by heads of government at the event were inadequate. Australia has allowed the resumption of international air travel without the need for quarantine for the first time in more than 18 months. Airports in Sydney and Melbourne are allowing fully vaccinated passengers to fly again. And those are the headlines.
Friends, hope you all listen carefully. Can anybody pick out the headlines one by one?
Sir, the first headline is about COP26.
Yes, the climate summit. And can you say what was the news about that?
Yes, sir.
Continue. Anybody else? What was the news about the climate summit? It was a headline. First headline was about COP26 climate summit. Yes?
Sir, it was about the climate summit held in Glasgow. It was COP26.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. It was about the climate summit. The UN had published a scientific report on that. Okay. What was the second one? Anybody else? Second news? Do you want to hear the news once again? Do you want to play it once again?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Listen once again.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
Hello again, this is BBC News and these are the headlines. The COP26 climate summit has opened in Glasgow as the United Nations publishes a scientific report which says that the planet is entering uncharted territory because of record concentrations of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, while extreme weather conditions have become the new normal. Earlier, leaders of the world's richest nations gathering in Rome fell short of setting specific targets for reducing carbon emissions to net zero. The British Prime Minister Boris Johnson warned that the pledges made by heads of government at the event were inadequate. Australia has allowed the resumption of international air travel without the need for quarantine for the first time in more than 18 months. Airports in Sydney and Melbourne are allowing fully vaccinated passengers to fly again. And those are the headlines.
Yes. Now, yes.
The leading countries were joining at Rome for gaining the target net zero.
Yes, carbon zero.
Third
Good.
news was Australia's air travel, and they only allow people who get vaccinated.
Very good. So Australia opens borders, no restrictions. It eased its restrictions for the international air travel. That was the news. I think now you are on a track. So I would like to play one more news. It was on October 29th. Listen very carefully.
This is BBC World News. The headlines. More than 160 former world leaders and global figures have called on Western powers to mount an immediate military airlift of surplus COVID vaccines to developing countries. They say millions of doses are going to waste. Democrats in the US Congress have put off a vote on President Biden's signature $1 trillion infrastructure bill. Leading members of the Democratic Party's progressive wing have been holding out for more spending on social initiatives. Pope Francis has called on leaders to take radical decisions that offer hope to the world ahead of the climate summit in Glasgow next week. He wants them to act now to tackle the looming environmental crisis. And the British government has summoned the French ambassador in London for talks on a deepening dispute over post-Brexit fishing rights. On Thursday, a British fishing trawler was detained in the French port of Le Havre.
Yes. Anybody other than Gagi and Arya? Which was the first headline?
It was about of bats.
Yes.
I thought that somebody else was going to say, so...
Yes. Other than Gagi, Deepak and Arya. Others, please cooperate. Please come up. What you have listened? Anybody else? So come up. Deepak or Gagi or Arya or
Okay,
anybody.
so the first one was about some delivering vaccines to developing countries.
Yes.
And,
Sir, first news was 464 world leaders immediately gathered for military power to deliver the vaccines.
Yes.
Sir, it was
Very good.
164, not 464.
Yes, 164. Yes, 164 more leaders. Yes, good.
And the one is about COP26 held in Glasgow.
Yes. It was from Pope. A comment from Pope came about the Glasgow summit. Yes. Next. 4 headlines were there in that news.
Sir, can you please repeat the audio once again?
Sure.
This is BBC World News. The headlines. More than 160 former world leaders and global figures have called on Western powers to mount an immediate military airlift of surplus COVID vaccines to developing countries. They say millions of doses are going to waste. Democrats in the US Congress have put off a vote on President Biden's signature $1 trillion infrastructure bill. Leading members of the Democratic Party's progressive wing have been holding out for more spending on social initiatives. Pope Francis has called on leaders to take radical decisions that offer hope to the world ahead of the climate summit in Glasgow next week. He wants them to act now to tackle the looming environmental crisis. And the British government has summoned the French ambassador in London for talks on a deepening dispute over post-Brexit fishing rights. On Thursday, a British fishing trawler was detained in the French port of Le Havre.
Sir,
Yes.
the last news was about French ambassador to talk about fishing
Good.
in London.
In London, UK called a French ambassador to have a discussion on the dispute, deepening dispute on fishing. Yes. And one more. Now the three headlines are discussed here. COVID vaccine plea by 160 former leaders. Second one, the command of Pope on the summit, global summit, to act now. And the third one was UK called French ambassador to have a discussion on the fishing dispute. And one more news was there.
Sir,
Yeah.
I didn't hear it clearly, but I think it's about the Democrats in the US Congress.
Yes, good. Can anybody support her?
I didn't hear it clearly. I heard something about a French boat. French port or something.
Oh, it was the last news. It was the last news. French ambassador was called to UK and have a discussion on the dispute of fishing after the Brexit. And what the Democrats, in which country these Democrats and Republicans are?
United States, of course.
United States of America. Yes, good. And there, they voted against, Democrats voted against the Biden's $1 trillion infrastructure bill on the Congress. That was the news about that. Very good. Now I think you know how to listen. Not how to hear, but how to listen. Dear children, this is the best way. I used to send this piece of news every day morning to my children, and also they are not able to listen for the first time, so I also send the subtitles to them. Grabbing the subtitles with another application, other app. I send these subtitles to along with the news to them. And they used to read, practice, hear, listen, practice, and record it and send to my group. So this was a usual practice that we are doing for the last 6 months. Till then, they are not able to read the textbook in such a way. So more practice is needed. So dear friends, all of you, those 48 are here without me and except me and my laptop, 46 may be here. I think all these 46 are students or 45 are students. All these 45 dear little children, you may practice this. As Srijith said, everybody have the innate talent to acquire the language. So if you try, if you listen, if you practice, you can acquire this language. This is the best way. Listen to the BBC News. It is just a 1 minute BBC News, just for 1 minute. You can listen to it again and again. You spend 10 minutes each day, 10 minutes each day in the morning. The YouTube, it is available. Just type 1 minute BBC News World. Sorry, BBC World News. You will get it. Then you can listen to it again and again. Without subtitles, try to grab the news as you did now. It was a wonderful effort. So your listening capacity will be in which capacity, which talent you are using the most, that will grow. So the talent will increase. You can polish it again and again. So listen to the BBC News, 1 minute BBC News or 5 minute BBC News or half an hour BBC News every day. Spend some time. Make it as a need. Make it as a challenge. As Deepak said, everybody, you and me can acquire this language. English is actually a simple language. The only problem is it is not read as it is written. That's the only problem. In Malayalam, what is written will be read as it is written. But in English, there may be some slight differences in pronunciations, accents, and something like that. So we have to grab it, make it a challenge. From today onwards, everybody, I know most of you are in such a track, watch English films, also listen to English news, read the news again and again, record it, send to your groups, make it a challenge among yourselves, make it a competition among your friends. How beautifully you acquire the language. So when we meet after 1 month, all of you will be able to speak in such a manner. Okay, so dear friends, listening is the most important thing in acquiring a language. So we have limited opportunity. So we have to find opportunities. We have to grab opportunities to listen and speak. One thing you remember, 4 skills are there. 4 skills, as Srijith mentioned, 4 skills are incorporated in a language acquisition. Which are the 4 skills? Language learning. Not acquisition, language learning. Which are the 4 skills?
Listening, speaking, writing, reading, writing, listening, speaking.
LSRW. Yes, LSRW. Listening, speaking, reading, writing. Which of these 4 skills enable us to acquire language?
Listening.
Definitely.
Listening, and reading. Speaking is an expression of language that will give us confidence and that will give us a practice in language. But to acquire the language, listening and reading, these 2 skills enables us to acquire the language. I think now listening is very clear to you, very much clear to you. So I hope everybody, after the speech of Bernard Shaw, there will be no claps. He's a great orator. But after the speech of Bernard Shaw, there will be no claps in the hall. Utter silence will be there. And he has a hurricane. That means he lashes the follies of Englishmen. He picks out the faults of Englishmen and lashes upon them. Everybody will be thoughtful and they will run to do what he had said. Such were the speech of Bernard Shaw. So I hope, I'm not Bernard Shaw, I'm not comparing me with him, but I hope that you will start the practice from today onwards to listen to the language. The only way to acquire the language. The second one is vocabulary. In the beginning, one of you has said that the backbone of learning a language is vocabulary. Yes, the second one is vocabulary. There lies the importance of reading. From listening and then from reading, we get the vocabulary. But as I said earlier, there's a little problem when we compare with Malayalam. Actually, English is a simple language. No complicated letters like a la. How difficult it is to write a and how easy it is to write a. If we have learned Malayalam and if you can speak Malayalam in a better way, it will be as much easy to learn English. No doubt. 56 letters in Malayalam, only 26 in English. But as Srijith said, infinite sentences, infinite words, and infinite sounds are there. Even 56 letters and 56 sounds are there in Malayalam. But 26 letters and innumerable sounds are there in English. For A itself, we know there are different sounds. So for reading, we need some practice. For reading also, we need some listening. We know to read by syllabification. What is syllabification? It is not a word coined by Jagadi as penaltification. Some words are coined by Jagadi Srimgar in Malayalam cinema, like penaltification, syllabification.
Sir,
Yes? Say.
I think
Come on, Gargi.
syllabification is dividing the word into syllables.
Yes. Into syllables. Very good. It's a simple thing. We can syllabify our names. Gar, Gi. Gar, Gi. First syllable is Gar. Which letters are needed to make the sound Gar? G,
G-A-R.
G, A, E. G, A, E. For that, we use the letters G, A, R. And for G, G, I. Not G, H, E. This G, I. In such a way, the name of the districts, Malappuram, Ma, La, Pu, Ram. Look, each syllable is a Malayalam letter. Each syllable is a Malayalam letter. But we need more letters in English to make such a Malayalam letter. Because M makes the sound M. Only if we write M-A, that will become Ma. So when consonant sounds together with a vowel sound, that makes a syllable. Consonant sounds together with a vowel sound makes a syllable. Ma, la, pu, ram. So for writing these words and for reading these words is an easy technique, syllabification. You can practice. I know all of you are very talented in reading. No need for you to make syllables. But knowingly or unknowingly, when we read a matter, we are syllabifying these words, new words, difficult words, to read it. So when you syllabify it, remember consonant sounds together with vowel sounds make a syllable. Dictation competitions can be conducted with the unknowing words, new words. Now, there lies the problem. Even though we syllabify and read those words, its pronunciation will not be the same. Will not be the same. Some differences will be there. For example, for a fun, just for a fun, to write the word goti. If anybody knows about this, please be silent. Others should work their brain. Anybody know how to pronounce goti? Goti is goti. G-H-O-T-I. Write it. Write in a piece of paper. Goti. G-H-O-T-I. We read it as goti. But I read it as fish. What? Fish. How can you? Can anybody explain? Have you heard this? Hello, are you there?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
very.
Okay. Can you read goti as fish?
No. No.
No way. Can you pick out a word that pronounces GH as F? The sound of F. Can you pick out a word that pronounces GH together as F?
Cuff.
Yes. Cough. Tough.
Rough.
Rough.
Laugh.
So many. Yes, yes. So many words are there. So for GH, we pronounce EF. F. Now there is O. O there. Can you mention a word where O is pronounced as E? Oh, it's brainstorming. Women. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Good. WOMAN is woman, but WOMEN is women. Women. So goatee. GH is F. On O, here we can pronounce it is E. And TI, sh. The sound sh. Yes?
Nation.
Nation, very good, very good. In nation, in nation. Motion,
Ocean.
very good. So many words are there. Nation, let's take the word nation. Nation, N sound for N, A sound for A, sh sound for TI, O sound for O, N sound for N. So sh sounds comes from TI. TI. Now we got fish. Don't you?
Yes, sir.
Do you get fish from goatee?
I'm quite impressed by how we got this word from an entirely different word.
Yeah. And you can find many words to spell like this. You can change the pronunciations of many words like this. So it's just a fun, just a game to find the words, to pronounce such words like this, comparing it with other instances where we use these letters and sounds. So this is the problem of English reading and pronunciation. We cannot read as it is written. So we have to listen to the right pronunciation. Even the same word is used in different meaning, in different places. As the situation demands, the meaning of the words changes. So as Deepak said earlier, we have to make a lot of guesswork according to the situation. We have to make a lot of guesswork to get the right meaning of the words. Last, for example, last. What's the meaning of the word last?
The end.
The end. It lasts for a long time. What does it mean?
ഒരുപാട് നേരം
Remain.
Yes, continued for a long time. So the same word would have different meanings in different situations. So according to situations, the meanings also changes, the pronunciation changes. So that's the only problem that we face in acquiring this language. For that, we have to listen to the pronunciations of words. We have to listen to the pronunciations of words. For that, when we prepared the QR code with the support of our Srijith sir, it was the English team who brought the QR codes in our textbooks in 2018. When there was a modification in the textbook, I was working with the 10th standard, and it was the support of Srijith sir and the CRT that we together put the QR codes in English textbooks. And when we demanded it strongly, there was a meeting of other conveners too, and everybody come together and decided to put the QR codes in textbooks, and a great support from the minister of education of the time. And in this QR codes, there is a QR code for glossary in 10th, 9th, and 8th standard. QR code for glossary is there. Have you ever scanned it?
Not yet. I will. I just recently got a phone that is able to actually do that.
Look at my face.
Discovered it.
Look at my face. How my face is.
Yes.
We have worked a lot, days and nights, to create that glossary.
And we are right now seeing how useful that simple addition to that textbook is, because it gives a lot more opportunity that actually tells us to don't just don't stay in one place. You can actually look for the answer. You don't understand what's on textbook, you just scan it. Just scan it. Get your answer.
So we have to consider each level.
Thank you, because it's going to be really helpful for the rest of us, because there are always some who are in desperate need for help.
Thank you. So we have to consider each level of students. So we put all these things, all these resources in the textbook itself. If you scan the QR code, you will get everything. Most of the resources are included there. Even for learning grammar, you have QR codes there. The interactive worksheets. As you are playing a game, you can learn grammar. Included interactive worksheets. Trial and error method. You can reach the correct answer, and you can yourself create the rules of grammar. In such a interactive method, we have included such worksheets in the QR codes. Leave it there. So in the QR codes for glossary, when you select a word, the first thing you will get is its pronunciation, not the meaning. The importance is given to pronunciation. So we have placed, when you click a word, when you click a letter, the list of words in that letter will open of the particular unit. The list of words in that letter will open. And on the right side of the letter, there will be 3 or 4 columns there, buttons there. One is pronunciation. The first one is pronunciation. Second one is image or video. Then the definition. Definition is given in the end, because it is a technique of acquiring the word. First, pronunciation, you should get the correct pronunciation. It is very important. So pronunciation is included there. Then you can get the image or a video from that piece of small video for 20 seconds or 30 seconds. From that video or the image, you can guess what's the meaning of that word. Then you can go to the definition. In such a way, the meanings are arranged there in the QR codes. It is there in the Samagra 2. E-glossary is there in the Samagra 2. So you should use it. You should use and learn the pronunciation. To acquire the word, you should use it. And one more thing, in my classes too, I always encourage you to make a dictionary of your own. How to acquire words, how to build up your vocabulary. Not by simply reading it, you cannot make it. When you read, when you come across a new word, your teacher may have told you to keep a pencil with you, underline the new words, find the meaning of the new words, pick out, and I add to that, pick out the new words, write it in your own dictionary, write the meanings there. After understanding the meaning of that word, read it again. So when you read a new paragraph, new passage, read it thrice. I have mentioned this in my class too. Read it thrice. Listen. Then you may ask, what's the duty of a teacher? The duty of the teacher is to show you the way, but to work on that way is your duty, especially for a language. Because if teacher works on that way, on that path, you will not get the language. Because language is acquired. Your program's name is Language Acquisition Program. A language cannot be taught. It is caught. It is acquired. So for acquiring something, you have to do something. You have to take a pain. So your effort should be there. Then only you can. If the teacher reads the word and gives you the meaning, you will get nothing. But you read the word, teacher should give you the right pronunciation. And for that, we have included the pronunciation there in the QR code. And you should find the meaning, then it should be there in your brain. If the teacher is giving you the meaning, here it comes, vanishes. It may not go to your non-conscious mind. It may not go to your memory compartment. It will be there in the temporary memory and it will vanish soon if you are not using it again. That we use again and again will be there in your permanent memory. For that, you pick out the word that are new for you and write it in your my own dictionary. I give the name my own dictionary, MOD, not MAD. Don't think that he is MAD. It is MOD. Write the words there, write the meanings there, then you read it once again. First reading is syllabification reading, that you are trying to read the words and we are checking whether you are able to read it or not. You may be able to read it. There lies the importance of pronunciation. Second one, are you able to understand or comprehend the passage? That is the second reading. There you may find some difficulty with new words. So find the meanings. And the third reading, it is the reading of comprehension. Now you know the meanings of the words, and now you read it. You will get the gist of you will get the theme of the passage. 3 readings. Remember, 3 readings and dictionary along with that. Now your vocabulary will begin to grow. No doubt. Then only your vocabulary will grow. The teacher is giving all these things to you, nothing will grow. If you are grabbing it, your vocabulary will grow. So, along with you, your dictionary should also grow. And when you finish the 10th standard, 8th standard or 9th standard, you should have a wonderful book with you, my own dictionary. Use the words frequently. And when you read the passage, also not only the new words, but the expressions, idioms, phrasal verbs, all these things you should pick out. And use it frequently wherever it is needed. In your day-to-day life also, you should use the expressions and idioms as such. Then your language will get a freshness. Your language will become some pomby, beautiful. And others would notice you. So, reading is very important in building vocabulary in your language acquisition. Remember, these 2 skills helps you to acquire the language. Speaking is the expression and it is the practice. Writing is also the expression. Speaking is the expression of language. Writing is also the expression of language. Reading partially is the expression of language, but listening and reading both are helpful to acquire the language. So, for acquiring the language, try to get maximum opportunity to listen and read. Okay, now let's have a memory test. I will show you a small picture. Some names will be there and many things will be there in the picture. I will show it you for only 10 or 15 seconds. You should listen carefully. You should watch it carefully. Then you should list it. Where you will list? List in the in-call message of this Google Meet. You know to write in the Google Meet in-call message, don't you? The 3 dots are there. Click on the 3 dots. The first option is in-call messages. Right there, what all things you have seen in the picture. Only 15 seconds I will give you to watch. So I'm going to test your memory. It's a memory game. Those who writes maximum number of things will be presented a gift by Narayanan Mash later. When we have a physical meeting, if we are able to conduct, there it will be given. Okay, so now we can check our memory. Ready? Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Ready, sir.
Yes,
Let's do
sir.
it.
Okay, I think all the 45 are ready there. Let's go. Yes. Don't write anything now. Just watch carefully. No. Don't write. I will say
Sir?
ready, go. Yes, Gargi.
Sir, did we want to write the name of the things shown in this picture?
Yeah. Name of the things you see there, and also you can write the names of the persons there. No problem. That is why it is given there. Okay, ready? 15 seconds over. I think it is 20 seconds over. Ready, go. Post only after writing maximum names, maximum things. Yes, Deepak, you want to say something?
Yeah, so I should actually write this down and how much things I remember and convey it when I'm done, right?
Right.
Okay.
And write it in the in-call message box. Are you writing, dears?
Yes, sir.
Yes, go on. After finishing, you can, please, one more minute, I will give you to think, remember, and write, and then you should post it.
So please show the picture one more time.
Yes, I will show you after you have finished posting. Sure. Good, 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 good. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. I expect more than 40 students will post, I expect. Oh, good. Come on, post it. Time is over. Time is up. Time is up. Others, yes, yes. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I only saw the bulb. Others, please. More than 40 should be there. All of you notice the dog first. Most of you are written dog first. That's it. Very passionate to the pets. Yes, yes, yes. 30 seconds to post. Then I will take the screenshot of your messages. You also can take the screenshots and find who had written the maximum number. Shivada, you saw only the curtains. Yes. I think many more are there to post your writings.
Okay, sir.
I think it is 25 out of this 45, including me. 45 is including me. Out of this 40 or 42 students, only 25 have posted yet now.
Sir, I'm writing.
Oh, you are writing still? It's me. Okay, go on and take 10 more seconds. Yes, Deepak?
I'm typing it in now, and I'm not yet done. There's a bit more.
Oh, so that much things you have noticed there.
Nice.
My God. Okay.
No. It's a bit. Some things are detailed and some things are not. That's a problem.
Oh, okay. So some detailings are there. Good. So post it first. When you are writing, I am showing the others another picture. You have to describe, not to remember. You have to describe the picture. Rashmi and Deepak can post your writings. No problem. Others will be sitting idle. So I give the next picture. Look at the picture. Here I am not going for the words, but for sentences. Describe the picture.
സ്കിപ്പ് ചെയ്യണം നീ ജസ്റ്റ് അതൊന്ന് വായിക്കും ഇവിടെ ഇരുന്ന് എന്നിട്ട് സ്കിപ്പ് ചെയ്യും വായിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് അടുത്തതിലേക്ക് പോവാം ഒന്നും കയറൂലടിയേ. അത് എന്നെ മാനസികാവസ്ഥ. അവിടെ ചെന്നിരി, ഇന്നിരുന്ന് വായിക്ക്, വായിച്ചിട്ട് മാറ്റി വെക്ക്. ഒരു തവണ വായിക്കാം. നീ അവിടെ ഇരുന്ന് വായിക്ക്. ഇതിപ്പോ എഴുതാൻ പറ്റിയ ഒരു എഴുതി മറിച്ച് കളയും. എന്നിട്ട് വായിക്കും. ഇപ്പൊ ഇറങ്ങിയ
No need to write, Malavika. No need to write. You just write it in your paper, in a paper or notebook there. Here, you have to speak out.
വെളിയിൽ പോയി കാറ്റ് മേടിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് അവിടെ അവിടെ പോയി കൊണ്ട് ചാരി പറഞ്ഞതേട്ടാ. വെളിയിൽ പോയി പഠിക്കാൻ പഠിക്കണമെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ
Remember the question of Srijith sir. How many sentences you can make? Infinite sentences you can make out from this picture too. That's our task.
അതായിരിക്കും ബെറ്റർ. പഠിക്കരുത്. ഇതൊക്കെ എന്നേ എടുത്തു കൊടുത്തത് 6-7 മാസത്തിന് മുമ്പ് എടുത്തു കൊടുത്ത നോട്ടുകളാണ്. ഒരു മാറ്റം ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ
Those who are not responding, this is your turn. Not just hearing something. We should be actively participating.
Sir, can you please give much more time to us?
Much more time mean 1 more minute?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you take.
അങ്ങനത്തെ തോന്നലൊന്നും ഉണ്ടാക്കി തരല്ലേ കേട്ടല്ല. ഞാൻ കിലോയ്ക്ക് പൈസ കൊടുത്ത് വാങ്ങിച്ചിട്ടേക്ക് പോകണം. അവിടെ വായിക്കാൻ പോട്ടടങ്ങി. അമ്മ, എന്റെ അടുത്ത് ദേഷ്യമൊന്നും കാണിച്ചിട്ട് കാര്യമില്ല. ഒന്ന് വായിച്ച് പറഞ്ഞ നിങ്ങൾ പറയുമ്പോ എനിക്കത് ഇത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ട്. Doctor was a representation. ഞാൻ പെട്ടെന്ന് വായിച്ചു കൊടുത്തിരുന്നോളാം. Of morality played by Christopher Marlowe to portray a thoroughly Christian document. ഒരു ക്രിസ്ത്യൻ ഡോക്യുമെന്റ് ആണ് ഇതിന്റെ തീം. ആണോ അല്ലയോ എന്ന് നീ എസ്റ്റാബ്ലിഷ് ചെയ്യുവാണ്. ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റ് ഓഫ് ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് അത് വേണ്ട. അബ്സ്ട്രാക്ട് ഒരു പേപ്പർ പ്രസന്റേഷൻ സ്റ്റഡി ചെയ്യണം. അതുകൊണ്ട് അതൊന്നും വേണ്ട. ഇൻട്രൊഡക്ഷൻ എന്ന് പറയാം. Christopher Marlowe ക്രിസ്ത്യൻ എലിമെന്റ് ആണ്. The relevance of Christianity and of cosmology. Christopher Marlowe was born in 1564 and since അതൊന്നും വേണ്ട. അതിനെക്കുറിച്ചൊന്നും പറയുമോ? പേപ്പർ പ്രസന്റേഷൻ ആണ്. ഇതൊന്നും ഇങ്ങനെയൊന്നും അല്ല പരീക്ഷയ്ക്ക് പേപ്പർ പ്രസന്റേഷൻ എഴുതുന്നത്. ഇതിന് എഴുതേണ്ടത് ക്രിസ്റ്റഫർ മാർലോവ് എഴുതേണ്ടത്. ക്രിസ്റ്റഫർ മാർലോവ് is a writer from Britain in England. Christopher Marlowe is co-equal with William Shakespeare. അത് എഴുതിയാൽ മതി. belongs to the Elizabethan era. He is the most famous English lyric writer after William Shakespeare and
So, are we supposed to make sentences from this picture?
Yeah, describe the picture.
Okay.
Sir, can I?
Just wait 1 more minute.
Yes, sir.
Because somebody have just finished their writing now. And I too have to take the screenshots now.
ഒരു പേനതാ പേപ്പറോടെ ഇനി എഴുത്ത് വായനയൊന്നും ഇല്ല. അതൊക്കെ പോയിന്റ് എഴുതാൻ വേണ്ടി ഇങ്ങനെയാണ് അശ്വിൻ സാർ പറഞ്ഞത്.
Okay, yes, you can start with.
Sir,
Okay.
Yes.
this is a beautiful picture. In this picture, we can see a family reunion. There are a lot of animals like cat. There are some small birds also. A boy in this picture is watering the plants. The plants have yellow flowers in it. One is reading the newspaper, and 2 baby girls are playing something using their toys. And there's a small pond near that dining table, and there are 2 small ducks also. And one boy is trying to play some musical instrument, and a girl is enjoying the song or something heard by the radio, and all of them are drinking the tea, and one boy is cleaning the window also.
Good. Good observation. Good, good, good.
Sir, can I? I'm Arinanda from Government MGHSS Chadayamangalam.
Go on.
Okay, sir. This is a beautiful picture. This picture shows the strong bond of a family, I think. Let's start from the small, pretty cat trying to climb the tree. A girl is listening to radio. Nowadays, radios are only visible in few places, right? A
Yes.
granny is sitting in a chair watching all those activities. A man is reading newspaper. He is very busy in reading it. And a boy is looking to the newspaper of that man and trying to play some instruments. The cutest thing is two girls are playing in the ground with two dolls. The color of the dress of the dolls are green and red. It seems very beautiful. And a clear pond is visible in this picture. Two ducks are swimming in the pond. A forest, I think, is a forest or a grass is in the background. A man is watering plants. It is so delighted to see the man doing this. And at last, people are drinking tea, and a man is sleeping, I think, with a red shirt. And this beautiful pictures enlightened my mind, sir. Thank you.
Good. A nice presentation. Yes, next.
So,
Sir,
may I
my
give it
name
a
is
try?
Radhakrishnan from 7th standard in GHSS Devanur.
Very good.
This, this is a scene on weekend. There is a big tree in the courtyard. In the tree, there are two birds. The man is watering plants. Another one is washing windows. A man is reading newspaper. There is a pond in the courtyard. There are two ducks in the pond. Two small girls are playing with dolls. Some are listening radio. An old man is sleeping in the chair. A cat is trying to climb the tree. There are two red curtains. There are yellow flowers in the plant.
Very good, very good, very good, Adra. Your name is Adarsh, I think Adarsh.
So
Yes, sir.
now,
Yes.
may I give
Yes.
it a try?
Yes.
Mhm. Okay, here it goes. So, this picture clearly shows some family members sitting there to have a picnic or some programmers are discussing or just having a reunion. They're all having a good time, I believe. And the cat or the dog, whatever, whichever one of these, clearly wants or is hungry. I can understand this from the picture. It is climbing up the tree to get birds. I usually hate that, but and yeah, everyone's having fun. The one of the guys is actually watering his plants, I believe, and there is well, one of the other guys in the picture is like he's reading a newspaper, and I believe that's his kid sticking around him. And there's a lot of things going on here. One man is sleeping, I believe he's an old man, and there is the woman that's sitting at the the longest distance away from the whoever was at the picture point was you know I believe she looks really old, so I believe she's the granny. And there's one man who's cleaning the windows, and he's doing a good job so far, I believe.
Yes.
And the kids are playing. There's two kids sitting around playing with some dolls, and they seem to have fun. And you had mentioned the radio, and there's a woman listening to the radio, and yeah, I'm almost missed the ducks. Almost missed the ducks there. They are playing in the water. It could be a pool or a pond. And by the way, the background of it, this nice family reunion is bushes. Well, there's bushes, and I believe what I'm seeing behind those bushes is a building of some kind or a house, probably, and it's quite, it has with a lot of things going on in this picture. There's a lot going on, and I really think that somebody should get that cat out of the tree. It's gonna be amazing.
Thank you. Wonderfully described. Wonderfully described. Yes, others?
Sir, can I?
Yes.
Sir, my name is Chandana Chandran. I'm from GHS Kutari, Kozhikode district. This is an awesome picture, and in this picture, all people are busy with their works. A man was reading a newspaper, and the man was busy with that. And in front of that man, a little boy was trying to play an instrument, and two cutie girl are there. They playing with their dolls, and a man was cleaning the windows, and one smart girl was listening to the radio, and old woman was drinking the tea, and a man was sleeping in the chair, and a man was watering the plants, and a cat was climbing up to the tree. In the tree, two yellow birds are there, and in the pond, two ducks are there. This is a beautiful picture, sir. Thank you.
Good. Yes, next.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, can I?
It is Archana. Archa or Archana?
Okay, sir. This is a beautiful picture. This is a picture about family reunion. There are two birds in the tree, and a man is reading newspaper, and a woman drinking tea or coffee, I think. A woman and listening to the radio. A boy cleaning the window, and a man is sleeping. Two baby girls playing with toys. A cat is trying to climb the tree. There is a pond, and two ducks swam in the pond.
Okay, good. Next.
Sir, can I?
Yes.
This is a beautiful picture. This picture shows the gathering of the family members in their free time, and their house is surrounded with full of trees and plants. A boy is watering the plants and another boy is cleaning the windows of their house. In the other side, some members of the family is sitting around the dining table and enjoying their own activities. A grandma is sitting on a chair and enjoyingly having her tea, and a grandpa is sitting near her and sleeping on the chair like he is not bothered about what is happening around him. And a man is reading newspaper, and a boy is standing near him and happily eating a biscuit. A lady is sitting and listening to the radio, and besides her, two small kids are playing with their toys, and two ducks are playing and enjoying in the pond, and there is a big tree in their courtyard, and there are two birds sitting on the branches of the tree, and a cat is trying to climb the tree as it is going to catch the birds.
Nice. Very good. Very good. One more person will get a chance. Anybody else? Yes.
My name is Adul